I'm Quan. This is Cook, and we're two random guys. Today we're going to be talking about regret. This show is set up to help people make better decisions so that they can live rich lives.
How you doing? How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing good out there. Today we're going to talk a little bit about regret. Regret is strong. Before we get into regret, I'm just going to read a little article from Psychology Today. I'm going to let you know what regret is. Regret, so get it here. Regret is a negative cognitive emotional state that involves blaming ourselves for bad outcomes, feeling and sense of loss or sorrow, and what might have been or wishing would be something that's undone previous choice that we made. For young people, regret, although painful to experience, can be a helpful emotion. The pain of regret can result in refocusing and taking corrective action and pursuing a new path. However, the less opportunity one has to change the situation, the more likely it is that the regret can turn into the rumination and chronic stress and damage mind and body. And this is from Psychology of Regret from Melanie Greenberg, PhD. So we're going to talk about that regret. It's a negative cognitive emotional state that involves blaming ourselves for bad outcome decisions. Later on, I'm going to give you the top 25 things of regret. But, Quan, you ever experienced any regrets in your life?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody's experienced some form of regret. And I think it goes across the entire spectrum of my life. I think in every category, when you look at finances, relationships, careers, health, that day you wake up in the mirror and look at your stomach and say,
I did that 2 days ago. I texted you 2 days ago. Say, you was a world-renowned health instructor. I need help, bro. The stomach fat is hanging over. Because sometimes
stomach, I hate you.
Yeah, stomach, I hate you. Regret is real serious because a lot of people stuck in regret. Like they stuck. Man, I know people that stuck 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like they living in that moment. You can see it every time you go to the corner, and not to diminish anybody, because our goal is to help people get out the corner from drinking, addiction to drugs. But you can see them talking about what I did in high school.
Yeah.
You 35. Right? I was a man in high school. But what are you doing now?
Yeah.
I ain't worried about now.
Yeah.
See, if I'd have never did this or that, I'd have been further along in my life.
Right.
So regret really take a toll on a man, and I have some regrets. Decisions that I made was poor, and I wish I had somebody to do like what we doing. Just kind of get some insight, laugh and joke, but kind of cut my time in half on making bad decisions and make me, feel stuck.
Yeah.
So the goal is, how do we get past our regrets? Like, it's crazy.
When the way I look at it is that I think we need to put it in the right perspective, because how you and I were talking a couple of days ago, and I think you brought up a statistic and you said that it was something like, I don't know,
the women and men.
No, you were telling me about how how you read a study and it was saying that their college students regretted going to college.
Right.
And number one, you can lie with statistics. There's a book called that, How to Lie with Statistics. But I think we gotta, to really get to the end, to get to how to resolve it, we need to pose the right question. So what I'm assured of that previous study that you were talking about is that I don't think people regretted going to college. People regretted the student loan that they received.
Right.
It wasn't about college. So in the same sense with us, I think to really kind of address it, we need to look at initially, what exactly are you using the right framework when you decide that you regret something, right? People say that they regret certain relationships, they regret jobs, they say they regret these things. Is it that? But when we look at it, is it really the outcome that you regret? Because if that's the case, then you're prone to continue to keep making the same decisions that put you back in a state of regret. Mm-hmm. But if we look at it the right way, if you evolve your thinking to the point that you regret the process you use to make decisions, you can get past regret, and eliminate making those decisions in the future. So
You gotta keep it in the right context of why you regret. Like, I regret talking to her.
Mm.
Her right there. Like, what happened for you to regret?
We want to blame, so many times we want to blame people. A lot of times people's regret, it always stimulates, if you look at it, it always stimulates from a person, a place, or a thing. It's always putting the accountability, put the accountability on someone else. Now, you may take a little bit of ownership about your part you played in it, but very rarely is it, hey, let me look at, in the whole spectrum of things that happen, let me look at how I approach this whole situation. Specifically, I was talking to someone yesterday, and I was giving them some advice, leadership advice, and helping them work through some problems. And I used an analogy relating to a relationship to try to break it down so this person can understand what I'm saying. And the analogy I gave him was that I said, until you get to the place where you have developed, your top 3 or top 4, top 5 non-negotiables in regards to
your core values.
In regards to a relationship, then you're going to constantly always be in a position where you pick up a knucklehead and mom and daddy got to keep running them off, right?
Do you think the parents or people that's older, they see some of those traits, so they try to prevent regret before they get there? Like, this person is not right for you by what they doing, by their action, by their trend. So, although you may be mad at them, because you do a lot of time in my life, I don't think that's a good idea. I remember times I called you and tell you the situation, you was already driving. Like, what you doing, bro? You about to be in a bad situation. It's time to go, right? Or you gonna regret it later.
Yeah.
And I find I regret it later because you think I got this under control.
Yeah.
But it happens. So sometimes people have foresight to see, like, hey.
And that foresight comes from experience. It comes from experience. It comes from a couple of things. It comes from experience, skill, knowledge, which knowledge is basically practical application of skill. But but it comes from those things. I think the thing that challenges us is that not every time when someone's trying to help us avoid the missteps that could potentially lead to regret. 2 things. I think one, they're not always in a position where they are conveying that information in a way that I can receive it. And 2, sometimes our minds are just made up. Your mind is already made up about the decision that you want to make. So really, don't regret the outcome. Regret the fact that you had a made up mind before you considered all the possibilities. Right? I was thinking about this morning as I was getting ready to actually come over here so we can shoot, and I was thinking about how many times where, you may have people that you're trying to get in touch with, right? You're trying to get in contact with, and not every time the people that you're interested in getting in contact with are available, right? And sometimes we take that and we say that someone is ignoring you, right? And I think to assume the fact that they're just ignoring you and put an emotional tie to it is wrong. Because if you look at it, number one, everybody worth talking to is busy. Yeah. If you think about it, anybody who's worth talking to are usually busy.
Or should be busy.
Well, they are busy. If you're interested in talking to them, it's probably because they have some things that they're working towards. They're probably motivated, or driven, or they have certain insight towards something. So they did some hard work and they're probably busy, right? So most people we're talking to are busy. Number one. Number 2, if we look at why a person may be busy, or why they're not able to get back to you, or why they're not able to talk to you in the first place, it's because of focus, right? It's focus. And if I had to define focus would be your ability to solely concentrate on something specific, almost to the point of exclusive attention. And in that definition, that means that at all times, busy people are always ignoring something because they're focused on a specific task. But it's one of the reasons why they don't have as many regrets. Because if you apply focus, because think about it, if you apply focus to if you really looked at the things you want to accomplish, right, and you listed out the different options that you have, looked at the probability of success for all those different options, and you really focused on them, then you would have less regret. Because here's the reason why. Even if the outcome doesn't come out to the way that you want it to be, you have confidence in the fact that you made a decision based based off all the options that were given to you, you took the option that had the highest probability of success. You should be proud of that. There is no regret that comes with that. So at the end, I'm gonna let you go. So at the end of the day, what we really need to do, and what people need to do, especially if you get to the point that you feel like, a person's, you need to learn to ignore some things. You really need to learn how to respect focus. And people need to learn how to respect your focus. Don't think that I'm ignoring you. Just respect my focus.
Learn how to communicate that.
Huh?
Learn how to communicate that. Like, I can be feeling exactly what you're saying, but I can't verbalize it.
What do you mean?
Like you say, respect my focus. Right?
Respect my focus. I'm deliberately.
But who know how to talk like that?
I just did.
You just did. Well, I'm saying the average Joe is not going. He trying to say respect my focus, but he don't know how to say respect my focus.
You don't have to say respect my focus. It's not the person's job who is deliberately working towards accomplishing goals so that they're think about it. By definition, according to my definition, I don't know what Webster says, but according to my definition, by definition, focus is your ability to deliberately concentrate your attention on something exclusively, right? By definition, if I have to stop to explain to you what I'm doing, to let you know I'm going to get back to you when I get a minute, I have to break my focus to do that. No, you just need to learn to respect my focus.
So process of elimination, right? I'm focused, right?
Mm-hmm.
To minimize regret. I have all these things I want to accomplish in my life. And I look at all these things and I do probability. Okay, can I do this? And who and what do I need to
consider the outcomes?
All right. So you count the cost, basically.
You got to count the cost. And I think, and then if we really look at it, if we really look at it, then the step number one to that would be for you to really begin to understand what your end result really is. What's the end goal? What exactly is the end goal? Because when I look at making it,
begin with the end in mind.
You got to begin with the end. Absolutely, you got to begin with the end in mind. And the reason being is because how can I evaluate the probability of the decision I make leading to what I want if I don't know what I want? Right. So many people enter the place of regret because they screwed up from the beginning.
That's true.
They never considered what they wanted in the first place. Mm-hmm. And so because they never considered what the end result was, mm-hmm. they could never consider the probability of the decision that they're making leading to that, or they get to the place where, according to social norms, when a person reaches out to me or a person is talking to me or a person is trying to do, I'm supposed to respond to them. Successful people don't do that. Successful people understand focus. My deliberate, exclusive,
is success based on monetary or success based on?
I think that's neither here nor there, right? Because I think that depends.
Because some people, when you say success,
depends. Right now, it depends on what the end result you're looking for. So to me, success may be success was. So that means the success would be depending on what the goal is.
That's what I'm saying. My point. So getting back to regret. If I achieve something that I set out for, there should be I minimize regret in that area of my life. Regardless of the monetary thing, if my goal was to finish school, it
makes no difference. Sometimes, and I've used this in my own, and you can bear witness to this in my own life. There's sometimes in my life where I receive no benefit other than the value of the experience I learned trying to accomplish the goal. I got nothing else from it, but the value of that experience was more valuable than anything else. It's not about money. It's not about who you're married to. It's not about houses, cars, careers. All the rest of that stuff is food. That stuff is temporal, right? That stuff changes. Recession hit and you lose everything tomorrow. Your wife is in a car accident and you lost the one. And I'm trying to wish that ain't on anybody, but those things are temporal. That stuff doesn't matter at all. The thing that matters even more than any of those things is the fact that, number one, that I had a end goal that was good in mind, right? And focus on that. Based on that end goal, I evaluated the probability of all the options I've had to get to that end goal. Mm-hmm. And no matter what the result is from that, if I picked the best option that was available to me, even if it didn't give me the end result I want, I was successful because I learned something from it. Mm-hmm. I learned something from that, right? So
I think the old saying goes, I know not about monetary, but like somebody said, if I made $1 million before, if I lose it, I can make it again because of the experience I gained from that experience, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go through some top 25 and you can just jump in on these top 25, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start from the bottom. And tell me if you have any experience with this. Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's whether or not I have any experience in it, but we can
Well,
talk. It might come up in the form of we can have some dialogue behind it. Yeah.
All right. So here's one. Number 25. Being a better father or mother. That's some people biggest regret. They did a survey. They did Harvard University did a big survey. And they asked all these questions.
You know the question I have about that? The question I have about that would be what age group were they talking to when they asked those questions? Because I don't think always young parents have a regret of not being a better parent. Because if your children are young, it's not to the point that they move out of your sphere of influence,
right.
and you can't still be a better parent. So I can't speak on that right now. Do I think I make all the best decisions? No, I screw up all the time.
Right. I don't need you to overanalyze these people's studies. Right.
I'm just saying.
It's just being a better father or mother is a regret that people have. So here's the thing. People repeat patterns of behavior, right? So these people saying, look, I regret not being a better. So that indicates to us, because we're supposed to learn from others, that indicates to us, maybe we should spend time being a better mother for how? Developing yourself, spending more time with your kid, just kind of, doing some of those things. Over and analyze the people's studies, right? The problem. Number 24. I don't know why this is a regret, but learning another language. Some people these people travel a lot and they wish they would have took the time to learn another language. So that's a regret.
Hey, man, I guess at the position, if that's one of your goals, then if that was one of your goals, and I think the reason why they probably regret not learning another language is because maybe that was something they aspired to and they just never pursued it. I think that probably has more to do with the pursuit of a dream.
Right. Yeah.
They regret not pursuing their dream, specifically learning another language. Who knows?
That means you ever seen
speculation?
You ever seen Family Feud?
I watched it.
When they like the top 100, that's all these people doing. They asking, and the common answer was this. So that means a lot of people, a lot of people experience the same thing all over the world. That means a lot of people feel that way. Number 23, don't worry about it. Number 23, not visiting a dying friend before he died. Right? So that sometimes that could be like pushing stuff off. We kind of do stuff like that. I'm gonna go see Papa, Mama, Grandma, but you don't go because you don't want to face the reality of what's happening, and then later on you regret. They got people watching us, listening in, probably be thinking the same thing. Like, man, I got somebody right now in that same seat. Number 23 is regret.
You know what I wonder? I wonder what's the reasoning behind that. Like, what would be the thought process behind not seeing that dying relatives or that sick relative? Because I can think of myself,
or friend.
I can think of myself times I haven't gone to see people who were sick, and I'm trying to think of why I didn't go see them, other than I know I had a hope that they would recover, but I don't know why I didn't make the time to go. Do I have regrets? I can't say I have a regret. I can't say that, but I can see how people have regrets behind it. Yeah,
some things, unfinished business. I should have said some things, Or I remember a guy I knew years ago that he died, and I believe I should have. I went to the hospital, but I believe I should have prayed with him.
Yeah,
and I missed the opportunity.
Yeah, and I can see that. Yeah,
and I believe I was telling you need to pray with him, and I didn't.
Yeah,
like I stood in the corner because I was.
So that's interesting. So it seems like a big regret that people experience, or a believer would experience, is the regret of not doing what they felt God was putting on their heart to do. That should be in that study.
Yeah, but it's not. All right, it's 22. It's number 22. Not having the courage to get up and talk at a funeral or important event. So I guess it ties in with number 23 because some people just sit back. Like, I want to probably either lead people to Christ or I just want to say something, how this person changed my life, helped me, but they just sit there. So people living with their regret, I should have said something. And not just at a funeral. In life, people like, man, I should have said something. I should have said something. I should have stood up for this person. This person was getting bullied. I should have did something. I should have said something at work when that man smacked that woman on the butt, but I said nothing. Am I guilty? And some people have those regrets that keep them like, it's 5 years ago and you still thinking about. If somebody bring us up from 5 years ago, that man got regret in his heart. Why hear people talk now, when they talking about stuff, folks, now you reminiscing, you joking with your friend, but every time we talk and you going back to that place, you got some major regrets in your life that you got to change.
How should they deal with it? How would you suggest? I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure, there's some kind of methodology that, psychology or, counseling services have come up with to address that. But, everyday people, maybe a person who doesn't feel the need to go see a counselor or doesn't have the resources to do it, how can an everyday person, how can a regular person, like myself, like you, deal almost like medicate, but how can they self-remedy that problem?
Yeah, I guess you gotta really come to terms. Like I always tell you, when I get go through stuff, I put towel on my head, I sit in the corner and shut everybody out.
Yeah.
But you gotta come to terms. Like a lot of times we challenge each other. I had to consider you my brother. I had to consider what you say. Cause like how we judge things. Are you trying to hurt me? Or you got any malice in your heart?
So you should confide in someone else.
No. Well, I'm talking about, when you say something, I take it to heart, and you gotta
you
judge
confide
it.
in.
Yeah.
But you should confide in somebody else with the regret that you have.
You can. I was trying to deal with it internal, because you gotta come to terms with it, like your feelings. You gotta come to terms with your feelings. Like, man, I'm angry at my mom because, and you gotta internalize that. And you gotta realize, like you said, you gotta begin with the end in mind. Like you gotta start thinking about the end result. And then you talk to somebody close that you trust, counselor, friend, somebody that won't spread your business out in the street. And then, and then after you got enough strength, you got that support group, because you need deliverance. And then you go talk to that person. Look, I'm hurt. So what do you do if the person that you
no, I'm not talking about going to confide in the person who made, because depending on what the regret is, it might have nothing to do with somebody else. I mean that the fact you're experiencing, hypothetically, I have a regret because I got this job offer, but I had to move to Europe, and I considered the long distance move, and I said, you know what, that's really not going to be a good move for me right now. And my consideration and saying that it won't be a good move for me had nothing to really do about my circumstances. It really just had to do more about the fear of me moving away so far away, right? And then 5-10 years later, that career decision would have put me in a position to be successful. Let's take it where most people at. It could be on your job, a career move on a job where people think you work well. They want to promote you to manager, but you're afraid to be a manager because you're like, I don't know if I really want that level of responsibility. People got stress. I don't know if I really want to do that. 5 years later, I'm still working the position I'm at. Now I got a family. I get married. I need more money. And by now, I would have been in a good place financially had I did that, and I regret. How do I deal with that?
Acknowledge where you at now. Accept where you at now, and now end goal. Now what you want to do from here, right? Cause as long as you got breath in your body, you still can make any change you want. We in America, you can make any change you want right now. You know where I started at, and look at the progression. Like, do you want to stay in the hood? Well, no. Who wants to stay in the hood? Psychologically, who really wants to? But it's comfortable. You need people around you. You always stretch. Come on, man, let's keep going. And when you stretch, I stretch people around me. We just keep stretching. So you need that accountability partner. You need to acknowledge the situation.
Accountability partner is good.
You need to acknowledge where you at. You need to accept it, and you need to make a choice that day.
Yeah.
I don't want to be fat no more, right? It's real talk. I don't want to be fat no more. So now you can't just say I want to lose 30 pounds. Now you need a plan.
Yeah.
How am I going to lose 30 pounds? Okay, if I don't have internet, but if I know somebody like yourself, how can I lose this? How can I lose? I need to lose 25 pounds myself, right? You in great shape. I know what I look like with this shirt off. You know what I'm saying? So I know what I look like, and I know what I need. So I need 25 pounds. I need a plan. Yeah. So after we leave here, we go eat something. Like, everybody trying to eat 25 pounds. Accountability. Maybe you grab a smoothie. You know what I'm saying? Here's a workout plan I'm going to put you on. Follow this workout plan for the next 3 months, and we're going to see results. We're going to measure your body fat, your fat index, 2.5. So you want to lose 25 pounds, you got to lose 2.5 pounds a week. How you going to do that? You got to increase your water intake. You got to drop your calories. You got to start eating carbs. You put a plan in place. Now it's up to me to follow that plan, because I already talked about I don't want to be in this spot no more. Yeah. Right?
So that really sounds like it really sounds. So
if I don't do it, 2 years later, 20 more pounds gained on that, more regret. Now I wish I did it last year. But you can start right now.
Yeah, it's true.
You can always start right now.
You always start right now.
Right. Yeah. Don't wait. I'm waiting January 1st. December 2nd you start. Today. You know? And here's bringing it to number 21. not taking care of my health when I had the chance.
Mm-hmm.
You read that. 'Cause when you get older, your body starts slowing down, and like we had high metabolism when we were younger, right? You can eat anything, move and do it. Try to eat a pie late at night and see what happens. Sluggish, you know what I'm saying? It starts to sit right in that pocket right there, you know what I'm saying? You know, prone to more diabetes and all these different diseases. I went to the doctor, right? Dude, he healthy, everything good. He said, hey, you gotta start drinking beer. Alcohol. Don't drink alcohol. According to this test, you know what I'm saying? He said, you drink energy drinks? I said, yeah. He said, you need to stay off the energy drinks. So why? He said, because it's messing with your liver. And I'm like, wait, what? He said, look, man, because that's what coming in. They said, you healthy, you strong, everything good. But in the future,
There's also abnormalities.
Right.
Abnormalities
in the liver.
in your whatever they measure.
Right. So
Something
for life insurance. And you know what, you take the test, and
Yeah.
you good, you gonna get covered, cheap plan. He said, but what we looking at now, if you continue,
Yeah.
you can have liver damage.
Wow.
I'm like, I mean, you tell me something like that, bro. They walk me, try to shake my hand and have a conversation with me, tell me to stop drinking beer. You know, you control my world, you know. But then I can do two things, right? I can continue doing what I'm doing and, you know, damage it more,
Yeah.
or I can sit there, reconsider, and take care of my body.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I need that plan after this place, right? But number 20, right? Spending more time with the kids.
How about we? Cause I know we're running out of time here. Let's look at number 1 and number 2, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, we got a little more time, but I got you. All right, here it is. The number one thing that people regret in their life. The number one thing: working so much at the expense of family and friendship. What they say?
So
Getting this money
yeah, overworking.
and not spending time with the wife and kids. She got a little suitcase. The baby got a little suitcase. They looking at
Everybody
you.
moving out.
Everybody moving out. And if you're not careful, you're not gonna care. But what did it profit a man to gain everything and lose his soul? Your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotion. You lose all that stuff behind $1.
Yeah.
So it's about priorities. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause don't get it twisted.
So how do you counterbalance that, right? Because
you need to
and maybe we might need to pick that up next time because is it wrong for you that you work hard and sacrifice a lot so that you can give a better, you could give opportunities to your family?
I think
Is that wrong?
I think if it's communicated, I think it should be a time and a season to do it. Give me 3 years hard work to get us here. Give me 3 years, like for me, I'm big on paying all the debt. Give me 3 years to wipe out the debt. I'm working hard.
What if you get addicted to the accomplishment part of it though? Because you're talking about for 3 years, that means that you have to have constant increase in regards to accomplishing whatever task or goals you have. What if you get addicted to that accomplishment? Like I'm addicted to constantly accomplishing more. Then how do I? Because there is no go hard for 3 years and then turn it off. No, you have to change the way you saw things. You have to change your work ethic, the way you looked at things, your disciplines, what you made priorities. So there is no grind for 3 years and then turn it off.
I heard a guy say your family can't miss nothing, right? What I mean by they can't miss nothing, you got to be working like that, but you got to include them in that stuff. Like work, going on vacation for a week. Now they having a good time while they sleep. Work. You planning and you including them in the plan. Mm-hmm. They may not have to see that. They don't need to see but you planning and you including them. Hey, Quan, we're going to 2 random guys in Dubai. Bring them to Dubai with us.
What if vacation interferes with focus?
You gotta know.
Here's the reason why I say that, right? Because like I say, I know we run out of time, but I think about a story, and I can't remember the exact number, but I remember, in trouble.
You got 1 minute. You got
when Jerry Rice and his wife was going through the separation period, and she was saying that I think she told the court that the man he didn't take a vacation in 7 years. Or so many years. It was so many years. Like this man's been taking a vacation in so many years, and she was just complaining about how his work ethic was going.
Their house is a vacation. You better walk. You know what I'm saying? People miss the opportunities, man. Let the man work. Let the man get it. You know what I'm saying? Look, well, I guarantee he had no problem giving her the card, baby. Go with your friend and you go on your own vacation. Let him work, because eventually, because football is short window.
So you changed it up. You know what? We're going to pick that up.
We're going to pick it up.
We're gonna pick it up.
But it's two random guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be next week. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot going on, but we really appreciate you guys and everything that you do. We're here to help, develop, and change the generation by doing what we got to do. So, Quan, got any closing words?
No, that's it. See you next Saturday, 9:30 to 10.
9:30 to 10.